Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police.
I mean, she's not technically lying.
I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
The final battle
This is
between
Unit
you and
252
Yi.
requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Ah, understood. I see. Well, you're on the list. I can give you a few minutes, but I'll have to record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything
Wow,
coherent out of
spoilers,
the guy.
chat.
He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
Dojima's stead. You
Huh?
said that weirdly.
Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess it's better than dealing with the man himself. We have our
Lol.
hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild. Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too. This is Unit 252. Huh? I see.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san.
Yeah, get out
A
of here, Mook.
disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
Dragon Quest 11? I think that's on my list.
If anything happens,
I
hit the
didn't-
nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
I need to
Understood.
get that game.
Please be careful. I knew they were undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
You're a smooth talker, Naoto. Let's go.
Wow! There's nothing much inside that suspicious object, so he won't be gone long.
All right, then now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
Right, these 5 other teenagers. Dude, his room is nice. My house isn't as nice as this man's hospital room.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you.
Oh god, he's traumatized.
It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case. And to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are. But we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Huh?
It seems he understands what you're saying. What should you ask him? Who did you throw in first?
Huh? Me?
So he wasn't the first two. Did you kill those 2 girls? No?
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Is saving killing people? Well, no.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far. After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel. It all falls into place.
That's big brain?
His body is weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Yeah, but if the stuff he's saying is true,
Right.
There's another killer who murdered the first 2 victims?
And tried to kill everyone else.
Indulge us in a few more questions.
But he's not bad if this is true. Why did you enter the TV?
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
Who killed the first 2?
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
Why the warning letters?
What are you talking about?
As I thought.
You believe me? Did they find him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things?
Well, easy on the crazy eyes, buddy.
Mayumi.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
Only me.
We did blame you for everything at first. But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Yes, give me the lore.
All right.
Listen to my story. No! Not the piano!
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on. I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that. I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection. And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi. Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help. Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her, my arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV.
It's okay, I don't think you would have fit.
I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane. In the end, I decided to think of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected.
Oof.
That wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
Namatame is casting his eyes downwards painfully.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi? I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again, and I confirmed that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program. I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl. She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body. And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her. Then, little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store.
This is some lore, dude.
After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her, and told her to be careful. But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was writhing in pain. That's why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone? Come on, please!
Rip, dude.
The next day, they found her dead. I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was.
He probably got it from her when he talked to her.
But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl.
He probably gave it to him to get him to fucking leave her alone. She probably thought he was nuts.
Beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
Yes, from the bottom of my heart. Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
It
Yeah,
was
that
around
happened to your
time when
wife
I
too,
met
Rise?
Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election.
Yeah, he does come across as creepy.
She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her. She gave meaning to my life. Soon after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you.
Yukiko. I'm you.
She'll be kidnapped next. And murdered. I can't let her end up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her?
Is that why the dungeon was heaven? It wasn't Nanako's dungeon, it was Namatame's dungeon because he thought he was saving everyone?
What are you trying
That's
to tell
sick.
me? That it's safe over there? Is that it?
That's
The girl
sick, dude.
inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calm down, I could just let her out again. If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind.
We had good
Could
intentions,
it
at
be
least.
that Mayumi gave me that power to prevent any more victims from meeting her fate? Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it. Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
This is deep lore, dude. This man's getting a better backstory
So,
in half an
since
hour than
you thought
lots of people do
who
in entire
appeared on the
games.
Midnight Channel would be killed, you kidnapped us in order to save us.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it. But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, the people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
I had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place. I knew that the three of you who I saved went back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was.
Wait, 3? Doesn't he mean like 4?
I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Junes?
Oh, he was the weird guy that it showed slinking around.
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I saved were all hanging out with each other, and how much you remembered. But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did. And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
You really were trying to save people.
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool. I always wanted to enter the world of politics and become useful to society. But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero. I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be. I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them. I'm to blame for all of this.
What's done is done, or it's still unforgivable? What's done is done.
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime. And on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world? You can hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly. We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people. The more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
I'm such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
What are you all crammed in here for?
Don't worry about it.
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
Don't worry.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first 2 victims into the TV.
You've taken another step toward the truth. Yo, this social link is leveled up 3 times in one string of cutscenes. That's value.
Now get out of here!
No.
I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
Sheesh.
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain. She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out. Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on. And you never know. People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it. Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
I hope we can find out something about Teddy, too.
Oh yeah, school's on winter break now, huh? Tomorrow you'll all be going to talk to people in town. Will this finally help uncover the info that will lead you to the true culprit? And go home early to get some rest. Still infinite fog, by the way. Today's the day school was founded, so you have the day off from school. Oh, we're not on winter break yet. We have like 1 week left, I think. I wonder if you'll be able to gather the info you need. You have a quest. You go on walks and can hardly recognize my surroundings. It's pretty sad, ain't it? But hey, thanks for that. Yeah, you need a lamp from heaven. I need a lamp from heaven. Wow. Dude, I need to figure out what the hell to do with this stupid cat guy who's not even here today. Hi, kitty. About those murders. Now that you mention it, the town was abuzz last spring. You remember that, don't you? Yes, thanks. You're very helpful, sir. Are there still people speaking in tongues in Junes? Nope. Can I help you? The incident last spring? I don't remember anything from that long ago. I'm gonna be studying for college exams next year, so I've got no room for useless information like that. I hate how it's foggy every day now. This is the season for winter veggies, too. What'll I do if the fog really is poison? All my veggies will go rotten. This is because not enough people eat their veggies. If only my son would clean his plate, he'd... First, we should retrace our steps. That would be the simplest way. Saki Konishi and Mayumi Yamano. There should be a commonality between the two. Surely there were some witnesses. Any scrap of data could be useful, no matter how small. What, the Junes music? Or the Silent Hill music? Or the contrast between the two? Can I help you? That incident last spring? I still wonder what happened. It was a pretty big deal, wasn't it? I'd almost completely forgotten about that. Wow, I must be getting old, huh? Yeah, the Silent Hill music is not good. It grates on me, but I think that's its purpose, so... What is it? What are you talking about? You explained about the incident involving Saki and Yamano, the female announcer. Did all that happen just last spring? Wow, it seems so long ago. Who's gonna remember something from that far back anyway? Not you, apparently. This fog has got to be some kind of bioweapon. It's a conspiracy! You know who I heard it was? Junes! Yeah, that's right, Junes! The country of Junes is staging an all-out attack on Inaba. Okay, buddy boy. Hey, Margaret, do you know anything? More poems? Prepare for enlightenment. Something is written on it in horrible script, as if someone wrote it with their offhand.
Release yourself. Release yourself. From desire, from impulse. Logic and rationales are excuses for the weak. Release yourself. Your heart's voice. Your internal scream. In exchange for a lost voice, grab hold of your proof of life. Never let it go.
Not a rap god this time. This must be another of Marie's poems. Yeah,
What
be a
is this?
tsundere. What is happening to me? Why is this here? I put it in my pocket. It doesn't make any sense. It's gotta be... Hey, don't read that. You inconsiderate scumbag. Why would you read my heart's voice? No! It's not my heart's voice. Hush now, Marie. If you need to release your impulses, please do it somewhere else. Shut up. This is just...
Huh?
Impulses? Release? Marie, don't think lewd thoughts. I'll never let this go. Stop reading my stuff. Marie returns to her seat, quivering with either rage or embarrassment. Why not both? Can I make the Loki? Is he in here? Oh, he's only 64? He looks cool, though. His stats are good, though. Is Loki worth making? I'd have to get rid of Mother Harlot, though. And she's too bae. Could do this. Then I'd have to get rid of Belial. And he's also bae. Could do this one. Cybele, Fortuna, and Neburos. You low-key don't know. He's a very good ice persona. Well, I have fire. I could pass on Fire Amp, but I couldn't pass on Moragidine. That makes me sad. He gets Ice Amp, and he has Bufudine now. Oh, if only I could pass on Fire Amp and Moragidine, and then he'd have Fire and Ice Amp. Like, he looks okay. He'd be like, what, 68 or 69 by the end of the boost? I don't know if I care. I want... Wait. Alice? Why is she, like, fancy looking? Why do you look fancy, Alice? Is it just because you know that everyone's been waiting the whole game to fuse Alice? They're like, let's give her a fancy border? I mean, she's cute, I guess. But why? Is it just Death that gets that? I'm very concerned. No, it's not just Death. Why does Alice have a weird border? She's shiny. My holographic Alice! I want to make Odin at 74. He looks sick. I don't think I really have anything to make right now, though. Can't make Alice. I don't know what that purple means. I've never seen it in the whole game.